morning, students. So, today we are able to start another important topic, profit and loss. So, today we are going to start. This is one of the very important application of quantitative aptitude, profit and loss. So, profit and loss is one of the important applications. Of course, we do use some percentage calculations in the topic therefore. So, once we are comfortable with percentage, this topic is not a very big issue. But let us see, students, first of all I just want to let you know that what is the significance of this topic. What is the significance of profit and loss? Why this topic is said to be I can say it is more practical. This is what we call is we use this topic in the regular routine life, practical life. You see this particular world, in this particular world where we are living in is directly or indirectly is fully dominated by financial issues. That is taken granted. If there is no finance, obviously we cannot even imagine how this world goes. So, everything is linked to economy. Every relation and everything is fully integrated with finance. If you say some of the countries are rich, if you say some of the countries are strong like America, like Germany, Japan, even if you say China, they are said to be strong, they are said to be financially very strong. It is because of their financial advantage, because they are financially so strong. How anybody can be financially so strong? Obviously business. Obviously business. If you do business, you can earn money, and whatever the business you are doing, and depending upon the nature of your business, your profit margin depends, isn't it? So, profit and loss is something related to that. We must be able to apply the same in our day-to-day life. You see, China is supposed to be one of the strongest economy in the world. It is in the recent past. Earlier, it was not as good as rich as we are considering it now. And if you consider 50 years before or 40 years before, India and China used to be in the same parameters in every aspect. Whether it is population, whether it is economic standard and everything, both we are almost used to be equal, and in fact, India is something a much better situation when we compare with China. But because of their business tactics, because of their production capacity, because of their rich human resources, I just want to say that, skilled human resources, China could able to achieve the best and the wonderful financial standards when we compare with any other country. So, profit and loss is something related to this. Students, I just want to let you know that the significance of aptitude is not just to know the basic concepts of arithmetic, but to apply the same in our day-to-day life. That is a regular business or whatever it is, where we go. So, we need to learn any kind of this topic only by using our routine application. We need to use this topic in our routine application, otherwise obviously there won't be any purpose of doing this. So, first of all, let me tell you some of the very simple concepts of profit and loss, my dear students. So, just basing on that, when an article is bought for 10 rupees and when it is sold for 12 rupees, and we say that there is a profit of 2 rupees, right? And obviously profit is given by the formula selling price minus cost price. So, when selling price is obviously more than cost price, we said to have made some profit, that you understand that. And for example, when an article which is actually bought for 10 rupees, if it is sold for 8 rupees, then you say that the businessman has incurred a loss of 2 rupees, and hence the loss is given by the formula CP minus SP. What do you think? This is something you might have done in your school level. Yes, I mean to say that every subject has its root in your academics, in your school level. So, the significance of aptitude in higher education is not just to know the basics, but to apply the same in our routine. So then only we can understand what is the significance and what is the important of this topic. You understand, students? So right now, as far as our basics are concerned, the basics are so simple, my dear students. Profit is given by the formula selling price minus cost price, and in the same way loss is given by the formula cost price minus selling price, nothing more than that. So as far as basics are concerned, they are absolutely normal. There is nothing that we can go ahead and there is no need to confuse at all. So everything is under control, you can understand that. Students, if I want to say that, if let me tell you that there are two businessmen, that is A and B. Both did the business and they incurred they get a profit of 100 rupees. A get a profit of 100 rupees and B get a profit of 400 rupees. Can you tell me who is getting more profit? Who is getting more profit? Obviously, without any controversy, we can say that B is getting more profit. But my question to you, can we jump to the conclusion that, can we quickly jump to the conclusion that B is getting more profit? Are you very sure about? Because when A get 100 rupees and B get 400, you can say, sir, yes, no, B is getting more profit. It is very clearly implies. Then what is the point of putting the question? Are you under this impression? Am I clear to you that I am still suspicious whether A is getting more profit or B is getting more profit? And somebody made some profits and somebody says that yeah, B is getting more profit. Okay. So when numerical values are concerned, it seems to be B is getting more profit. But my question to you, what kind of business they are doing, man? What kind of business they are doing? How much they are investing? How much they are investing? If my kind of man, if I get 100 rupees profit, maybe that is okay. But if Tata and Birla people are getting 400 rupees profit, do you think that they are getting more profit? Is there any point in this case? Yeah, there is some point in this case. We need to compare any profit or whether it is profit or loss with respect to their investment. We need to know how much they put, what is their investment. So we compare the profits only on the basis of their investment. Let me suppose that A, out of 200 rupees, an article which was 200 rupees, out of an article which is costing 200 rupees, after selling it, he get a profit of 100 rupees. Let me come to this point. Out of 800 rupees, so let me suppose that B bought an article for 800 and get a profit of 400. You must tell me which person is getting more profit, whether it is A or B. Now, what about your comment, my dear students? Comment. So now, you come to the point. So when I say that their investments is a major factor in comparing with their profits, probably in this case, I believe that A and B have got the same profit. When you compare with their investment, that is what we call is cost price. Investment is obviously known as cost price. A and B must be getting same profit because out of 200 rupees and A must be getting a profit of 100, and if you want to multiply the same by 100, then you get the profit 50%. And come to B, my dear students, out of 800 rupees the investment made by B, and if he gets a profit of 400, and we conclude that he also gets a profit of 50%. So which I mean to say that A and B must be getting the same profit percent. Now you tell me whether profit is more genuine comparison or profit percent. Yes, obviously profit percent. Because whenever somebody is getting profit, we should always know how much he invested in getting that profit. Unless we know how much he invested, how much she or he invested, we cannot come to a conclusion. That is the reason why profit is different from profit percent, my dear student. Therefore, let me give you one more important point in this angle, my dear students. Point number 1. Profit is given by the formula selling price minus cost price, and profit percent is given by profit by cost price into 100. This is profit percent. Okay. And one more point. Loss is given by the formula Cp minus Sp, and loss percent is given by the formula loss by Cp into 100. So, profit percent is different and loss percent is different. But let me be very fair enough to you, profit or loss percent always depends on the investment you made. Investment, in my word, I can call it as cost price. So, if you invest more, you get more profit. If you invest more, there is a chance of incurring more loss. Students, in corona situation, one important things we need to know is China, once considered to be the biggest one of the financially very strong country, there is every chance that the status of China may come down after corona, because they invested huge amount on manufacturing, but because of corona their businesses have come down dramatically. So, when they invest more, there is a chance of incurring loss. There is more possibility of getting more loss. Obviously, yeah, more investment, more profit, more investment, more loss. So, profit or loss usually depends on the amount you are investing. I hope you understand this. So, students, what I mean to say is investment, I mean to say cost price. Investment means cost price of each article. Now, we understand what is profit and what is loss percent, and we also understand profit percent and loss percent. Basing on that, my dear students, I am asking you to handle this question. Come on, quick. When cost price is 122 rupees and if it is sold for 102 rupees, I am asking you to find loss. Come on, student. Cost price of an article is 120 rupees. If it is sold for 108 rupees, tell me how much loss percent he is incurring. Come on, student. When cost price of an article is 150 rupees and if it is sold for 180 rupees, how much profit percent he is getting? Come on, student. I just want to see what is your yeah, because this is not a very big issue. I believe that many of you are responding quickly. Yeah. Very simple, very simple. Yes, students, well done. It's not a very big issue. Anybody can do this one. So, because loss is given by the formula Cp minus Sp, and hence the loss in this case is given by 20 rupees. Loss given by 20 rupees. Simple, my dear student. The difference between cost price and selling prices is said to be either profit or loss. Here the cost price is more, obviously there is a possibility for incurring losses. And if you are talking about loss percent, how do you distinguish? How do you get this? 120 minus 108 is 12 rupees. Loss percent is given by the formula loss by Cp into 100. Hence your answer is 10%. So this is called loss percent. I hope you understand this. Now, profit percent. Profit percent is 150, 180. The difference is 30 rupees. So, 30 by 150 into 100, and hence profit percent is given by 20%. I hope you understand this. So, by this I may conclude that profit percent or loss percent both depend on cost price, and basing on that we can quickly get the answers. Okay. Now, students, let me go to the model number 2. Come on here. Now, we are entering into second model, model number 2. Come on, student, write down question number 1. When cost price of an article is 800 rupees, and if you are getting a profit of 10 rupees, if you wish to get a profit of 10 rupees, tell me how much is the selling price. Yep. Now, question number 2. Cost price is 800 rupees When you are getting a profit of 10%, tell me how much is the selling price. Come on student. Cost price is 1400 rupees, and if you are losing 20% on that, you must explain me how much is the selling price. Okay? Come on student. Cost price is 1800 rupees. If somebody is getting a loss of 16 by 3%, tell me how much he must be selling that. Go ahead students, go ahead. Let me check it out how you are responding. Your response is all important, or else I just may not be able to explain you. Come on student, respond quickly. Come on student, I am waiting for your options. I am waiting for your options, my dear students. Quick. Yeah, it's not a very big issue because the questions are so easy, you can easily respond to this. Students, in this question, you just look at that. I am asking you to find the selling price. 800 rupees is the cost price, and you are getting a profit of 10 rupees, and selling price must be 810 rupees. Isn't it? It's not a very big issue. But in question number 2, you are getting a profit of 10%. It is not 10 rupees but 10%. 10% of 800 rupees is 80. Hence, the selling price must be 800 plus 80, and hence your answer is 880. I hope this is not a very big issue. You can easily get it, right? So, come on student, now we are moving to question number 3. In question number 3, you are expecting, of course, you are getting a loss of 20%. 20% of 1400 is 280. And because that is loss, I must subtract the same from 1400. 1400 from minus 280, therefore answer is 1120. I hope you understand this, because profit or loss both have to be verified on cost price. Okay. Now question number 4, 16 2 by 3% is 1 by 6. So 1800, out of 1800 if you are getting a loss of, so you must be getting a loss of 300. Students, do you remember 16 2 by 3% is 1 by 6. Out of 1800, if you are getting a loss of 1 by 6, that is 300. Hence, the selling price must be 1800 minus 300, that is 1500. So, the task is so simple, my dear students. If you are getting a profit, you must add to the cost price. If you are losing anything, obviously you have to subtract. That is not a very big issue. I believe that you were able to handle this question without any confusion. Are you? I hope yes, you are doing this, right? Come on student, and you please answer me some of these simple questions, and after that I will be moving on to the next one. Now just answer this question. Ready? Come on student. By selling an article for 100 rupees, a man gains 20 rupees. Ready? Now question, find his gain percent. Find his gain percent. Find his gain percent. Come on student. I am expecting your response quickly. Come on man, come on man, come on man. I could not see the responses so far. Any such? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, my dear students, mistaken. Many of you gave me the answer that profit percent is 20%. Yeah, this is quite natural that you the people usually get some confusion in this kind of questions. Tell me students, how did you get 20% loss? Gain or loss? Okay, gain. How did you get 20% profit? Probably you got 20% profit, something like this. I understand that. Your answer could have been something like that, 20 by 100 and loss percentage into 100. So, you might have got your answer 20% like this. But for your kind information, This is wrong. Why this is wrong, my dear students? Should I see any other response from your side, my dear students? Oh, okay. Now come on student, if I say, if anybody says that 20% profit is obtained, you are mistaken. Why? Because profit percent depends on cost price, whereas this 100 is selling price, and hence profit percent should be calculated something like this. Profit percent is given by the formula profit by cost price into 100, and hence 20 by 80 into 100. For your kind information, my dear students, your answer should have been 25%. Can anybody tell me how did I get this 80? How did I get this 80? 80 rupees is obtained by using your simple common sense. You know how? Because by selling for 100 rupees, if you get a profit of 20 rupees, the cost price should have been 80 rupees. I sold this pen for 100, my dear students, and I get a profit of 20 rupees by selling it for 100. So what is the cost price of this pen? Obviously 80. Do you require any formula for this, my dear students? Obviously no. What do you think? So my point to you, quants can be handled simply by using your common sense. So your answer should be 25%. Now I think you are very much clear about. Now okay, now we discuss one more question, maybe this time you get even more clarity. Come on student, one more question. By selling an article, for 150 rupees, by selling an article for 150 rupees, if a trader loses 50 rupees, find his loss percent. Find his loss percent. Come on student, I am waiting for your answer. I am seriously waiting for your answer. Come on, quick, respond. Respond man, respond. I am asking you to find the loss percent. No. Right. I am asking you to respond quickly. Now student, be careful. So what is this question, my dear students? By selling an article for 150 rupees, a trader loses 50 rupees. So what do you mean by saying that? You sold the article for 150, but you did not get your money back, which mean to say that the cost price of the article should have been more than that. What do you think? I hope you understand what I mean. Tell me what is that? So we can conclude that the cost price of an article should have been 200. What do you say? Because you sold for 150, but you did not get your money back. You lost 50 rupees, which I mean to say that the cost price of the article is 200. Hence, loss percent is given by the formula loss by cost price into 100. Hence, your answer must be 25%. What man? I hope I could able to give you clarity. What do you think? Get it? So your answer must be 25%. So profit percent and loss percent should be calculated only on cost price, not on selling price. So by this you understand what is profit percent, what is loss and what is loss percent. Now come on student, now we come to the final conclusion of our topic. Profit of any article profit of any article is given by the formula selling price minus cost price, and profit percent is given by the formula profit by cost price into 100. This is model number 1. Now, model number 2. Loss is given by the formula CP minus SP, and loss percent is given by the formula loss by CP into 100. So, basing on that, we come to a conclusion that profit percent and loss percent obviously depend on cost price. Now, a question to you, please respond this question at the earliest. Come on, student. I sold an article for 1000 rupees. Listen to me carefully. I sold an article for 1000 rupees. What may be the outcome? When you sell something for some amount, that is, let me suppose that I sold an article for 1000. What may be the outcome? The outcome can be either I may get profits, or I may lose, or at least I may get my money back. After selling something, there may be 3 different chances. Yeah, I sold an article for 1000. When I sold for 1000, I realized that, come on student, just look at me. After selling an article for 1000 rupees, I realized that I get a profit of 25%. Can anybody conclude what should have been the cost price of the article? Come on student, waiting for your answers. I am waiting for your answers. I expect you to respond quickly. What is your answer? What man? Quick, let me see any of the answer. Yeah. Tell me man, respond everybody. I expect everybody should respond to me. Yeah. Very good. Recent answer I could get from someone. Is 750 rupees. And how could you come to that conclusion, my dear students? How could you come to that 750 rupees? Tell me. Probably you might have done something like this. If somebody come to conclusion 750, they might have done this question something like this. By selling an article for 1000, if I say that there is a loss of 25%, probably you must be getting 250 rupee loss. What 250? 25% of 1000, 250, isn't it? That must be your answer. I think you understand. But I am sorry, my dear students, you are not supposed to answer like this. Why? Profit percent should not be calculated on selling price. 1000 rupees is the selling price. You should not get your profit percent on 1000. Then how to do this kind of questions? By selling an article for 1000 rupees, if you are getting a profit of 25%, if my question is what is the cost price, you must answer this question something like this. By selling for 1000 rupees, you must be able to understand that you get your money back. Not only that, you also get a profit of 25%. So 1000 rupees includes a profit of 25%. By selling for 1000 rupees, you get your money back. Not only that, you also get a profit of 25%. So 1000 rupees is equal to 125%. My question to you, what is the cost price? Cost price is obviously 100%. So whenever this kind of questions are given, you must question like this. Hope you understand, guys. Comfortable, students? Why? Because selling price. I hope you understand. For example, if I give the question something like this: by selling an article for 800 rupees, If you get a loss of 20%, if my question is what is the cost price, then how do you do this question? You do this question something like this. By selling an article for 800 rupees, you recovered only 80%. Why? Because you lost 20%. By selling an article for 800 rupees, only 80% is recovered because 20% is lost. So 80% 800 rupees, then the cost price is 100. So when my dear students, you must be able to do this question when selling price is given, on which profit and loss should not be calculated. I hope you understand. Come on student, please answer these questions. This is model number 3. Come on quick. Question number 1. Selling price of an article is 600 rupees. If somebody is getting a profit of 20%, I am asking you to calculate cost price. Come on. By selling an article for 600 rupees, if somebody loses 20%, you tell me what should be the cost price. By selling an article for 600 rupees, if somebody gets a profit of 50%, what should be the cost price? By selling an article for 600 rupees, if somebody loses 40%, what should be the cost price? Come on student, go ahead. Quick, everybody should respond. Everybody should respond. I am just looking at your options. Go ahead. Come on student, go ahead. Everybody. Solve the question and put your answer. Post your answer because your answer is very important for me. Only basing on that, I go ahead. Go ahead. Come on student. I am waiting. So whenever selling price is given, do you know how to handle this question? Yeah, some of you are doing well. Yeah. Your response is correct. Very good, my dear students. Now just look at that. In question number 1, you must be able to handle something like this. Just look at that. By selling an article for 600 rupees, you get your money back. Not only that, but also get a profit of 20%. So 600 rupees is 120%. Now you have to question how much is 100%. 100 into 600 by 120. Therefore, your answer must be 500. I hope you understand this. 120 cancels for 5 times, your answer must be 500. Because in question number 1, you get a profit of 20%. Now look at question number 2. By selling an article for 600 rupees, I can tell you that you recovered only 80% because you lose 20%. By selling an article for 600 rupees, you lose 20% means you recovered only 80% of what is invested. Now the question, what is the cost price? Cost price is obviously 100%. 100 into 600 by 80. So 25 times, 24 times, 4, 150 times, 5 into 150, 750. I hope you understand, my dear students. Yes, I could see that some of you are responding well. Yes, congratulations. Now question number 3. By selling an article for 600 rupees, you get your money back and also get a profit of 50%. That means, therefore, your question must be what is 100%? You do the calculation after some time, my dear students, your answer should be 400. I hope you understand. Get it? Yeah. Just look at that. In question number 4, by selling an article for 600 rupees, you recovered only 60% of what is invested because you lose 40%. When 60% is 600, you need to question how much is 100%. Your answer must be 1000 rupees. Come on student, I hope you are able to understand what I mean. Come on quickly. Quickly, come on student, I just want to see how you are responding. Yeah, well done, well done, well done. But you have to respond even more quickly, my dear students. Many students, very good, very good, very good. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah. So your response is good. Your response is good. Well done, students. Very well done. Yeah, good. So now you understand how to handle a question when selling price is given. Now, basing on all this input so far we could able to get, are you ready to handle one more exercise? This time with even more ease. Come on, student. You answer this question with more confidence. Come on, quick. Come on, student. Let me tell you one more thing. So now you understand that profit and loss both depend on cost price, right? So when cost price is given, no problem, but when selling price is given, you know how to handle. So basing on that, you please handle these questions. I believe that you are able to handle these questions without any confusion. Come on, student. Cost price of an article is 140 rupees. If you are expecting a profit of 10% on that, you must tell me what is the selling price. Come on, student. By selling an article for 140 rupees, if you are getting a profit of 40%, you must tell me what is the cost price. Cost price of an article is 400 rupees. If you are losing 20%, you must tell me what is the selling price. Come on, student. Question number 4. Selling price is 400 rupees. If somebody is losing 20% on that, you should tell me what should be the cost price. Go ahead. Come on, student. Yeah. Many students are there online, but not all the people are responding. I expect more responses. I could be able to convince you basing on the responses you are giving, because if you don't respond, I cannot understand what actually been cooking. So please go ahead. Make sure you answered quickly once you did. Yes, students, I gave you 4 questions. Just try to answer. Not a very big issue, man. Everybody does the business. So many people are doing the business in your locality. Not all the people are using formulas. Just you are using the common sense, nothing more than that. Come on, students. So 10% of 140 is 14 rupees, and the selling price is something like this: 140 plus 14, that is 154. This is the cost price, selling price. So when cost price is given, you can easily get it. You are able to get, my dear students? Comfortable now? Come on. Right. And question number 3. Just leave the question number 2. Come to question number 3. 20% of 400 is 80 rupees, and hence the selling price must be 400 minus 80, because you are losing in this case. Your answer is 320. Question number 1 and 3 can be handled without any doubt, because in question number 1 and in question number 3 you are given selling price, cost price. So whenever cost price is given, that is not a very big issue. Come on, man, are you comfortable? Now just look at question number 2, just look at that. By selling an article for 140 rupees, a trader gets a profit of 40%. So 140 rupee includes a profit of 40%, and you need to question how much is the cost price, and hence the cost price in this case is 100 rupees, because this is selling price. Come on, man, are you comfortable? Now question number 4, come to question number 4. By selling an article for 400 rupees, you recovered only 80% of what is invested. Now you must question how much is the cost price. 100% is how much? Therefore, your answer is 500. I hope you understand, students. Are you comfortable now? Yes or no? You just please give your answer. Yes or no. If you are comfortable, give me yes. If no, you tell me no. If there is any confusion, I will just come in different way. Come on, man. Come on, man. You need to respond. Yes or no. If it is okay, you please say yes. Otherwise, you say no. Is this okay for you? So far, our discussion is comfortable to you? Yes? Should I give you some more examples? Yeah, come on, student, respond, man, respond quickly. Right. Now, students, now one very interesting, just I want to give you one exercise. But to answer these questions, I expect you to put your pencil and pen aside. Don't use pencil and pen. Yeah, okay, fine. So many of you said yes. So yes, when you are okay, then I must give you some exercise. Come on, student, put your pencil and pen down. Don't use the pencil and pen. Just only use your common sense. Nothing more than that. Just use your common sense. Come on, student. Now you have to answer my questions without actually doing any calculation. Ready? Don't use pencil and pen. Just look at that. I am giving you some exercise on the board. You must look at the question quickly and you have to answer. An article is bought for 4,000 rupees and I wish to sell the article at a profit, by getting a profit of 20%. You must tell me what is the selling price. Response. Come on, student, respond quickly. I must have my answer. Quick. Chat box is not actually active now. Come on, yes. Done? What man? What man? No answer so far? What is your answer? So, can we calculate 20% on 4,000? Yes. Profit is usually calculated on cost price. Probably. So, you must be getting a profit of 800 rupees and hence the selling price of an article should be 4,800. Is this okay? Let me check it out. How many you are able to respond quickly? But man, not many, not many, not many. I need to get the answers from you or else I just cannot go ahead. Yeah. Okay, fine, no problem. Now, because when the cost price is given, obviously you can calculate profit and loss right away. Now, just answer this question, my dear students. When an article, I bought an article for 4,000 and on which I make a loss of 25%, can you tell me what should be the selling price? Quick. Quick. Not many answers. When hundreds of students are there, you all have to respond. Tell me. Okay. Okay, student, fine. Okay, fine. So, 25% of 4,000 is 1,000. I think it is okay for you. Therefore, selling price must be something like this. Cost price is 4,000, but unfortunately you lost 1,000 and hence selling price must be 3,000. Now, you are able to get, when cost price is given, then you understand how to handle this question without any confusion. Come on, student. Now, one more question. Maybe this time you get more clarity. Please write down. Note number 1. Note number 1. So, before you write, just look at the board. Before you write this note, I just want to give you some point to you. Just after that, you can write down the note. Come on, student. If there are two business people, A and let me suppose that one businessman, there is a businessman and there is a businessman A. He bought two articles. One article he bought for 800 rupees and another article is also bought for 800. First article was sold at a profit of 10%, second article was sold at a loss of 10%. Tell me students, what is the result at the end of the business? What happens at the end of the business? Both the articles are bought at the same price, but the first article was sold for 10% profit and second article was sold at a loss of 10%. Tell me, after selling both the articles, what is the result? What he feels? Whether he gets any profit, any loss? Yes, obviously no, because you can easily understand that. So 10% of 800 is 80 rupees. Can we do that? Yeah, profit is calculated on cost price. 10% of 800 is 80 rupees. This time it is minus 80. Plus 80 minus 80, at the end of the business I can conclude that the businessman is getting no profit, no loss. Am I clear to you? I hope you understand. 10% of 800 is 80. Again 10% of 800 is 80. There is the profit, here is the loss. Please write down note number 1. This is very important note, my dear students, because in competitive exams this question usually appears for many times. Look at that. Note number 1. Write down. When cost price of two articles is same, when cost price of two articles is same, when cost price of two articles is same and profit and loss percent are also same, profit and loss percent are also same, then there is, please note down, then there is no profit, then there is no profit, no loss, please underline, then there is no profit, no loss in the whole transaction, in the whole transaction. When cost price of two articles is same, profit and loss percent are also same, then there is obviously no profit, no loss in the whole transaction. You understand, my dear students? Now students, you have to make a habit of responding for any question I give you, because whenever a question is put to you, it is your responsibility to get the answer. At least you do something. You give me your answer, because the class must be quite interactive. If you don't give your answer, I don't know what actually I am teaching to you. Okay? You please make a note of that. But remember, I told you many a times, this topic is compulsory in every competitive examination. Hence, we have to get the complete picture of aptitude to make you so strong, because skill development is nowadays is gaining a lot of importance. Therefore, this is one of the very important concepts of skill development. Okay? Come on student, now we move on to the next model, model number 2, note number 2. Please write down. Note number 2. So, before I give you what is this note, I must explain you one important point. Let me suppose, my dear students, a businessman sold two articles. The first article is sold for 900 rupees and the second article was also sold for 900 rupees. On first article he gets a profit of 10%. On second article he loses 10%. You must explain me what is the result at the end of the total transaction. Waiting for your reply, my dear students. I am waiting for your reply. I need to get the answer, otherwise I just cannot go ahead. Tell me, what is the final result? When an article is sold for, each article is sold for 900 rupees. and on which he gets a profit of 10% on one, and on the second he sold, he lost 10%. You explain me what happened at the end of the business. Is it something similar to the previous one, my dear student? No. Because in previous question you are given cost prices, but here in this question you are giving selling prices. Can we conclude 10% of 900 is 90 less 90? 10% of 900 is minus 90 plus 90 and minus 90. Can we conclude? No, no, no. Why? Because here in this case you are given selling prices. I hope you understand what I mean. So when selling prices are given, you should not calculate profit or loss percent straight on the question. Then how do you do this question? Come on student. Whenever selling prices are given, obviously this kind of questions are a little tricky. So whenever this kind of question is given, on an article which is sold for 900, if you get a profit of 10%, you must be able to calculate the cost price. Again, by selling an article for 900 rupees, if a trader loses 10%, again in this case you must be able to get the cost price. You know how to get the cost price. You have to add cost prices of both the articles. You must add selling prices of both the articles. Then you must see whether you get any profit or any loss. But this is a little complicated one. Now this time I give you some important note. Note number 2, write down. Note number 2. Write down students. When two articles are sold, at the same price, and profit and loss percent are also same, and the profit and loss percent are also same, then there is always loss in the whole transaction, the net loss percent is equal to profit percent into loss percent by 100. This is note number 2. This note we will be using when selling price of two articles are same and profit and loss percent are also same. When two articles are sold at the same price and the profit and loss percent are also same, then there is always loss in the whole transaction. So my dear students, so after having this particular point, probably the previous question can be handled something like this. What I told you, first article was sold for 900 getting a profit of 10%. Second article was sold for 900 and getting a loss of 10%. I told you what happens. When selling price of two articles is same, profit and loss percent are also same. As I told you, there is always loss in the total transaction. The net loss percent is equal to profit percent into loss percent by 100. 10 into 10 by 100, that is 1%. I hope you understand this. Students, if you are comfortable, you please respond whether it is okay or not. Yeah, I need to know your response. Yes, if it is okay, then you please say yes. If it is not okay, you please say no. I give you one more example to make you so comfortable in this particular point. Yes or no? Are you comfortable or not, my dear students? Well done, well done, well done. Yeah. Good. Now you get the point. Now yes, you are able to respond quickly. But I have got my own confusion. Students, as far as aptitude is concerned, this is called business mathematics. Every business people, even maybe some of the students' parents must be they are doing business. Your father must be doing business. Everybody does the business. Many of course, if he is not employed. Do you think that they use all this formula? Do you think that if they don't use this formula, they can't do the business? My question to you, when business people are not using formula, then why would we are using formula? Can't we answer these questions without using all these formulas? My question to you, I am absolutely against using any formulas, my dear students. Sometimes I am giving you formula, only that is only for time being. After having complete knowledge about the topic, I just make you answer these questions without using any formula. Using formulas are fully prohibited in aptitude. This is not mathematics, this is aptitude. Then fine. I give you one example. You please answer this. You please answer. A businessman sold two articles. A businessman sold two articles for 990 rupees each. First article 990, second article also 990. On the first article, he make a profit of 10%. On the second article, he lose 10%. Quickly, come on, student, tell me what happens at the end of the business. What happens at the end of the business? Respond quickly, come on, student. Respond. What happens at the end of the business? I need to know what you are putting. Yeah, fine. Come on, quick, respond. What happens at the end of the business? Whether he gets profit or loss, no profit, no loss. Yeah, you can put your answer 1% loss. But my point is not that. Because while answering this question, as we just know that when selling price of two articles is same and profit and loss percent are also same, as I told you that there is always a net loss. The net loss percent is given by the formula 10 into 10 by 100. Therefore, you can put your answer 1%. That is not the point. That is not the point. Everybody responded quickly. Yeah. Response? Yeah. Yes. 1% loss. Yeah, I understand that. 1% loss is okay. But my point to you, by any reason, if you forget this formula, are you leaving this question straight away? No need. We can handle this question by using our common sense. You know how? Just like this. So, students, by selling an article for 990, you are getting a profit of 10%, which means to say that 990 is 110% and hence the cost price of the article is 900. Student, I am just leaving calculation part, you please do it after some time because that is not a very big issue. Okay. Come to this one. By selling an article for 990, if you lose 10% means you must be getting 90% back and hence you need to check it out how much is the cost price. What do you think? I am trying to answer this question using my mathematical skills. I don't want to remember formulas and all that. I believe formulas are nonsense. If you depend on formula, you will never be able to handle this topic effectively. Come on, student. What is the cost price of both the articles? 2000. 900 is cost price of the first article, 1100 second article, 2000 rupees is the cost price of both the articles. 990 plus 990, 1980 is the selling price of both the articles. 990, 990, 1980. Cost price of both the articles is 2000, selling price is 1980, loss is 20 rupees, therefore loss percent. I am just giving this information to you with an expectation that even if you forget the formula, still you can get it. So, you might have answered, almost many of you answered 1% loss. Yes, of course, you can answer 1% loss is already there. But my point is, don't try to remember the formulas, try to use your common sense. Student, with this we come to an end of our basics in profit and loss, and before we conclude today's class, I expect you to answer this exercise so that you get more clarity. Come on student, you please answer. At the end of the day, so just to conclude our topic, I am expecting you to answer this question. Come on quick. Cost price is 3000 and a profit of 20% is made. Tell me how much is the selling price. Quick students, make it fast. Cost price is 3000 rupees. A profit of 16 2 by 3% is made. What is the selling price? Cost price is 3000 rupees. If a trader loses 10%, what is the selling price? Quick. Everybody should respond. Everybody should respond. Come on, yes. I am not getting a response from your side, my dear students. I want to, yeah, quick, response, come on man. Have you done? Tell me how you are doing this question. So 20% of 3000 is 600 and hence the selling price must be 3600. Because 20%, 3000 is the cost price on which we can calculate the profit and hence we can get it. Students, I am not getting any response from your side. What is the problem? Are you not responding or I am not getting here? Come on man, come on quick. Yeah. Fine. Now look at the next one. 16 2 by 3% is nothing but 1 by 6. 1 by 6 of 3000 is 500. Here it is the profit. Hence article must be sold for 3500. Okay. Because when the cost price is given, we can calculate profit and loss straight away on that. Then 10% of 3000 is 300, because this is loss, hence 300 should be subtracted and should be sold for 2700 rupees. Comfortable man? Comfortable? Students, can we go ahead? Can we go on to the next one? Right. Quick man, quick. Now yes, I am getting now. Right. So now you understand how to answer when cost price is given. Some more questions, you get more clarity by this time. Come on student. Question number 4. Here is the question. Selling price of an article is 3000 rupees. If a trader gets a profit of 25%, okay, you take 20%, tell me what is the cost price? 20%. Question number 5. Selling price of an article is 3000 rupees and a trader loses 25%. You tell me what is the cost price? So today we conclude this topic, my dear student, by doing some basic questions. because I am very particular about the basics. Once you are comfortable in basics, we can go ahead. Come on, student. Make sure that here in this question you are given selling price. So, when selling price is given, you should be very clear how to handle this question. Come on, man. How you answer this question? By selling an article for 3,000 rupees, a trader gets a profit of 20%. So, by selling 3,000, 120% is obtained. Now, the question is how much is the cost price? 100 into 3,000 by 120. You can do these calculations later, but this only for some clarity I am giving you. Therefore, your answer must be 2,500. Because here in this case selling price is given, therefore, you must do this question like this. Question number 5. By selling an article for 3,000, a trader gains only 75% of what is invested because he lost 25%. Now, you need to question how much is the cost price. How much is the cost price? 100 into 3,000 by 75. So, 25 4 times, 25 3 times, 3,000 times, 4 into 1,000, 4,000. I hope the things are clear. Students, please respond whether it is okay or not, whether you understand without any confusion. So, basing on this, tomorrow we will be doing these questions at a quicker pace, because what is all important is you need to be very strong at the basics. Once you are strong at the basics, obviously you can answer the question in whatever the direction it is given. So, with this we come to an end of our basics. Now, we take a break for 5 minutes, students. When we get back, we discuss yesterday's paper. Yesterday's paper, there are some questions, probably you might have got some confusion, and we will be discussing those questions right now. Right, student? Take a break. Okay, students. So, this is yesterday's paper, and I believe that many of the questions you could able to handle for, but still there may be some confusions. Therefore, I pick up some of the questions where you might have got some confusion, therefore, and we will be discussing those questions right now. Just look at that. Question number this, 25% of 280, come on student, is given by 7% of x. You have to find the value of x. This you have to find. Of course, we can handle this question in 2 different ways actually. One simple method is 25% of 280 is how much, my dear students? 70, you know. 25% of 280 is 70, and that is equal to 7% of x. So, this cancels for 10 times, therefore, x is equal to 10 into 100, that is 1000. 10 into 100, therefore, your answer must be 1000. This is one way of doing this question. And we can handle this question in different angle as well. Just look at that. 25% of 280 is equal to 7% of x. Now, just listen. Percentages are in the ratio 25:7, and hence values must be in the ratio 7:25. What do you think? When percentages are in the ratio 25:7, values must be in the ratio 7:25. Which is actually 280 should be taken as 7 parts. When 7 parts are equal to 280, then 25 parts are how much? And this I will be explaining after some time, just leave it. So, for meanwhile you handle this question something like this. Because there are many skills we need to develop, my dear students. As I told you, aptitude has no ending, it has only starting. There are many skills we need to develop in coming days. I will be telling you in meantime, okay? No problem, just for right now, just focus. Question number, this, I think you can do this by getting x and you can handle this. Just look at that, this question. Probably you the people are able to handle this one without any confusion, but still I just want to come again. 30% of x is equal to 13% of 30. What is the advantage in this case, my dear students? Percentages are in the ratio 30:13, and hence values must be in the ratio 13:30. And hence we conclude that x is equal to 13. X is equal to 13. Now what is your question? What is 200% of x? That is 200% of 13. 100% of 13 is 100. 200% of 13 is 26. So this one, I believe that you might have no confusion. You could able to handle this one for sure. Next one, just look at that. 40% of a number, 40% of a number, come on student, 40% of a number is equal to 2/3 of another number. Student, let this number you take it as x, let this number you take it as x, and this number you take it as y, another number you take it as y. Now just come to the question. 40% of x, 40% of x is equal to 2/3 of y. Get it? Now 40% of x, 40/100 into x is equal to 2/3 into y. Cancel. 22 times, 25 times. 2 and 2 get cancelled. So x by y is equal to 5/3. 5/3 or 5:3. Get it? No confusion. Okay. So these questions we can handle without any confusion. Now we discuss one more question. I think you can do this, my dear students. 65% of the total marks in a paper is 195, then the maximum marks are. Then how do you answer this question? Come on student, you can answer this question something like this. 65% is equal to 195. Now you must be questioning how much is 100%, because the maximum marks are obviously 100%. You get your answer. Okay. Next, come on student. Next one. Question number, this one you please focus. This one you please focus. 75% of a number, 75% of a number, when added to 75, the result is the number itself. As I told you that we can handle this question in two ways. Either we can solve the equation in just like a linear equation, or we can use our common sense. As far as percentage is taken, we have taken 75%. Any percentage is remaining, my dear students, 25% is remaining. And in that 25%, you have taken 75. So the numerical value of 75 is nothing but 25% of the number. When 25% is 75, how much is 100%? Therefore, answer 300. Yet, if you find, sir, we are unable to get it right, no problem, then you solve this question. Then how do you solve this question? 75% of x plus 75 is equal to number itself. 25 3 times, 25 4 times. 3/4x plus 75 is equal to x. Subtract. X minus 3/4x is equal to 75. So that is 4x minus 3x, x by 4. X by 4 is equal to 75. X is equal to 4 into 75, 300. Students, for any question in quantitative aptitude, we have two ways in answering that. One, logical way. Another one, mathematical way. I suggest you to improve your logical method, because in that particular method only we can develop our aptitude. Students, do understand the very concept of this particular logical reasoning, this particular aptitude we will be using in our day to day life. In coming days, we will be using this a lot. Today, you might have seen some projection of population by 2036. So, this is 2020. So, we are close to 2020. In another 16 years, how the population is going to improve in India, it is given, it is a projection. That kind of projection we can only come from our mathematical ability. Students, I just want to come again, I want to give you some interesting point here in this case. You see the pandemic, we see the corona, usually almost the entire world is at halt, you know. Usually any kind of disease is there in some part of the country. Yellow fever was there, SARS was there, Ebola was there. In some parts of the country, any kind of disease obviously occurs, but corona has made a pandemic worldwide. It has put a halt entire world. This kind of situations usually arises once in every 100 years. That means in 1920, we have seen a pandemic called Spanish flu, and in 2020, we again see a pandemic called corona. But there is a huge difference between these two problems, because at the time the world population was only 150 crore and now the world population is close to 800 crore. At the time the population was only 150 crore, now the population is 800 crore. At the time there was not many traveling, because people never used to travel a lot. At the time the facilities were so limited, but now the facilities are huge. People travel here and there, here and there. So we have to compare these two calculations, then we come to understand which one is so serious, whether it is Spanish flu or coronavirus. In these 100 years, there was so much of development in science. Still, the problem is still continuing. Only mathematics will help us to understand the severity of the disease. This will only help us when this situation comes normal. I hope you understand, my dear students. So everything, every calculation is so important, because only mathematics will help us to understand what is actually going on around us. Just I give you one example. I give you one example, students, so that you can understand. Yesterday, some around 10 lakh case testings were done, but we could have only 70,000 positive cases out of 10 lakh. So cases are about 7%. When 10 lakh cases were conducted, when 10 lakhs testings were conducted, there were only 70,000 positive cases, which mean to say that for every 100 testings, only 7 people turning to be positive. So the positivity rate in India is 7%. But when you come to Andhra Pradesh, we have conducted around 53,000 testings, and out of which around 10,000 cases were reported positive. When you convert the same into percentage, that comes around 17%. Come on, man, we are comfortable in percentages. We are comfortable in percentages. It shows how severely the corona is spreading in Andhra Pradesh. So when all India, when we consider pan India, the positivity rate is only 7%, but when we come to Andhra Pradesh, the positivity rate is 17%. It shows how quickly the virus is spreading in Andhra Pradesh, particularly in our state. So this kind of conclusion, so it shows something that we have to take some serious action. It shows that we need to be even more careful. Students, if we are not good at mathematics, we cannot come to any conclusion. So mathematics will help us to understand how good we are in coming to a conclusions. So, I am just giving you another important warning, whatever we are using, whatever we are actually discussing for the last 1 week or 10 days, we must be able to put it in practical use, or else this is absolutely nonsense. Okay. Come on student, now we discuss some more questions, and this one I think you can handle this question. I do not want to waste your time. I do not want to waste your time where there is no such need. Students, are you comfortable, man? Can you do this question? I hope so. If not, okay, I just come again. I think yesterday we discussed this question. I do not want to waste your time. This one you can do this. Student, just look at that. Just look at this question. The value of a mission successfully increases by 20%. So, whenever the percentage is given, let the original value be 100. So, when you increase the value by 20%, 20% of 100 is 20, so that is 120. Again the value increases by 20%. 20% of 120 is 24. Now this is 144. So, when 100 becomes 144, we conclude that value increases by 44%. Value increases by 44%. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, student. So, this one we already discussed, so there is no such issue, we can go ahead. Now, come on student. Now, just look at that. Probably this question you might have got some difficulty. Let me explain you in detail. A's income is 25% more than B's income, and B's income is 20% more than C. Income of A depends on B and income of B depends on C, and hence let me start with C. Let me start with C, because B's income is 20% more, so B is 120. ఒకసారి ఇది మెయిల్ పెట్టమా నాకు కనబట్లేదు. So B is 120 and A's income is 25% more. 25% of 120 is 30, that is 150. Yes students, now just look at that. Now here is the question, because why did we start with C? Just let me ask you a question. Why did we start with C? What is the significance of starting with C? You tell me. Because A value depends on B and B value depends on C. If we do not have C, we cannot get B. If we do not have B, we cannot get A. You understand? When C is taken 100, B is 120. Value of A is 25% more than B. 25% more than 25% of 120. What is 25% of 120? That is 30. Therefore, A value must be 30 more than 120. You understand? Now, you please come to the point. By what percent of A's income is more than C? So, A's income is 50 more when you compare with C. Hence, your answer must be 50%. Students, I want to know from whether you understand this question or not. Comment. I want to know your comment. If this is okay or not. I am asking you. If it is okay, then I go to the next question. If it is not okay, then I have to get back. I must explain you this question by taking some another example. Come on student. I must know your comment. Is this okay? Why did we start with C? And if you know C, then we can get B. From B, we can get A. That is my point. Okay? If there is any confusion, you please mail your comment, and if everything is fine, then no problem. Otherwise, I will go to the next question. Right, student. Now we go to the next question. Please come to the next question. Salary of me. Okay, question number this one. I think there is no confusion. We can straight away use this formula. When A's salary is 20% more than B, then B's salary is how much percent less? What formula you use, my dear students? Percentage decrease. Percentage decrease is equal to percentage increase by 100 plus percentage increase into 100. You use this formula and you get your answer. Therefore, 20 by 100 plus 20, 120 into 100. 16 2 by 3%. Okay. Next one. I think you can do this one, my dear students. This one actually we discussed yesterday also. I don't think there is any confusion. A cash discount of 10%, a pair of shoes was bought for 900 rupees. Come on student, if you can understand, you bought the shoes for 900 after getting a discount of 10%. What do you think? Which mean to say that 900 is nothing but 90% of the price. You understand that? Because you bought the shoes with a discount of 10%, which I mean to say that you paid only 90% of the price. So, when 90% is 900, how much is 100%? I hope you understand, my dear students. This kind of questions can be handled this way. Okay? Comfortable? Right. Students, you can use this formula. You know this two formulas now. We can use this formula. This one also we did yesterday, therefore I don't want to waste your time. Yeah, students, if the fractions 8 by 6, and 18 by 7 by 5, a fractions 8 by 6 and another fraction that is 7 by 5, and then again 18 by 13, 9 by 5, 7 by 11 are arranged in descending order of their values. Which will be the second? Actually, we need to discuss this question in number system. Probably this is not the right time. This is not the right time to discuss now. But if you want to get some clarity, I give you a simple example. Whenever this kind of question is given, you better convert the same into percentage. That is 4 by 3 into 100. This comes around 133%. Close to. Need not be very particular about. 7 by 5, if you convert the same into 100, my dear students, this cancels for 20 times, that is 140%. So, this is 140%. Like that, you convert everything into percentage. At this moment, you better answer this question in percentage. But we have even simple method, we will be discussing that method in number system. At this juncture, my suggestion to you, convert the same into percentage. There you will be getting. Okay? Yeah. Student, if you can look at this question, you please concentrate. The point is very simple. The area of rectangle is given by the formula length into breadth. Okay? So, let me suppose that area of rectangle is 100. Length increased by 10%, that is 110 by 100. This is the change made because of the increase in length. Breadth increased by 20%, that is 120 by 100. You understand the point of taking 110 by 100 because it increases by 10%. 120 by 100 because increases by 20%. Let me see what happens at the end of the business. Check it out. You cancel because the original area was considered 100. After these two changes, 11 into 12 becomes 132. Area the 100 becomes 132 and hence area increases by 32%. Okay students, is this question okay for you or not? Tell me. Right. Now we move on to the next question. Yes students, probably I don't want to remind this kind of questions again and again, because these kind of questions we can answer by using two formulas. Do you remember that? One is percentage increase, another one percentage decrease. percentage increase is given by the formula percentage decrease by 100 minus percent, and percentage decrease is given by the formula percentage increase by 100 plus percentage increase into 100. So we can handle these two for we can handle any of these questions by using this formula. Probably you know that when we use this formula and what formula we need to use. Okay. So I don't want to waste your time, students, because already we discussed many questions of this. Yeah. So no need to discuss this again because already we discussed. Yeah, students, so you remember if the side of the square increased by 30%, by what percent the area increases? You remember the formula? If the relation is between x and x square, percentage increase is given by the formula 2x plus x square by 100. Square side is given a, area is given a square. So we can use this formula. In this question, x is given by 30%, 2 into 30 plus 30 square by 100. 2 into 30, 60, 60 plus 9, 69%. Students, is this okay for you? Yes or no? You have to respond. If you don't respond, I cannot go ahead because my class solely depends on your satisfaction. Right. I am leaving some of the calculations for you students. I think you can do it later. If you really find any difficulty, please let me know. Because aptitude is something that we must be do it quickly. So if we don't skip some of the calculations, it will be difficult. Yes, students, just look at that. Here is the question. If x is 80% of y, if x is 80% of y, if you take y 100, x is 80%. So x is 80. Now look at the question. What percent of x is y? What percent of x? Denominator you must take x because what percent of x is y? Therefore, 5 times, 4 times, 4, 25 times. Your answer is 125%. Probably I think better I give you one more example for your satisfaction. Maybe one more example will help you to boost your confidence. Whenever this kind of questions are given, you can handle this. Come on student, write down. Let me suppose there are 3 people A, B, C. A is earning 200, B 250 and C, let me suppose C is earning 400 rupees. Question number 1. What percent of B is A? If this is my question, then how do you answer this one? Come on. In denominator, you must take 250 because what percent of B? You are comparing with B. Whom you are comparing? A. Therefore, your answer is 80%. 50 cancels for 4 times, 50 cancels for 5 times, this 20, 80%. What percent of B is A? Right? Now, let me come to one more question. Maybe this time you get even more clarity. Come on, student. Yeah. Now, we move on to the next one. One more question. Maybe you get even more clarity now this time. Here is the question. As I told you that A, B and C, A is earning 200, B 250, C is 400. Write down one more question, student. You get more clarity now. What percent of C is B? Question number 3. What percent of C is A? Then how do you answer these 2 questions? Here is the point. You need to compare with C. Therefore, C must be in denominator. But you have to take B. So, B 250 in numerator into 100. You get your answer. Therefore, your answer must be 62.5%. Here it is. What percent of seed? Denominator 400, numerator 200 into 100. Probably you are confident by this time, my dear students. Student, please comment whether it is okay or not. Yes or no? You tell me. Is this model is okay for you? Is this model is okay for you? You understand how to answer this question? Yes or no? If you are not clear, then I have to give you one more example. Okay? Right, students? Well done. So, one more question. No, this one we have just discussed. Yeah, 20% and 20%, the total percent. You know that, my dear students? You know, 44%, we already discussed this. In a class, the number of boys is more than the number of girls by. Students, this is a very interesting question. Just look at that. You have boys as well as girls. There are some boys and some girls, and the total is 100. Let the total number of people is 100. 12% of the total strength. You better take 12% from the total. How much is remaining? 88. That 88 you distribute boys and girls equally. And this particular 12, whom you should give? That particular 12 should be given to boys. Hence, boys are 56, girls are 44. Hence, the ratio is 14:11. Hence, the ratio is 14:11. You please make the correction, my dear students. You please make the correction. Your answer must be 14:11. Please make it. You understand, my dear students? I just want to come again. Here in this question, we have some boys and we have some girls, and of course, we have the total as well. Let the total number of students be 100. Tell me. The number of boys is more than the number of girls by 12% of the total strength. What is the total strength? 100. And from 100 you remove 12. 12% of 100 is 12. What is remaining? 88. This 88 you give equal halves, 44, 44. Whatever the 12 should be given to boys. 56, 44. So, 14:11. You please note down the question, my dear students, and I will be giving you more details after some time. You please note down, and this particular clarity, so please cancel this. This is wrongly given. Please make it right. 14:11. We will be discussing this question after some time. Okay? After some time, we will be discussing this question in details. Yeah, students, I think you can answer this question. %75% are attending classes and the remaining 245 students are attending. What is the total strength? This 245 should be equated to 25%. 25%, 245, 100%, how much? Yeah, students, you can answer this question. Already we handled this question many a times. I need not answer this again. Student, is this okay for you? B got 46% means A must be getting 54%. You understand, my dear students? How to handle this question? Come on, man. How many students do we have? We have 2 students, A and B. B got 46%. When B got 46%, A must be getting 54%. So, the difference between these two people is 8%. So, when 8% majority is equal to 64, find the total number of votes. 100% is how much? Anything we have to discuss, students? Are we clear so far? Okay. Because this is you are in the beginning, there may be confusion for sure, we will be discussing that. Yeah, students, when you look at this particular question, just look at that. We have 7,500 votes, total votes, and from that 20% of the votes were invalid. 20% of the votes were invalid. You remove 20% of 7,500. Therefore, it is concluded that we have 6,000 valid votes. Am I clear to you, students? Am I clear to you? Just look at the question. 20% of the total votes were invalid. When the total votes were 7,500, 20% means 1,500. 10% 750, 20% 1,500. How many valid votes are there? 6,000. In 6,000, one candidate got 55%. You are asked to find other candidate. Therefore, you have to calculate 45% of 6,000. Therefore, 45 by 100 into 6,000. If you cancel these two, you get your answer. Is this okay, students? Yes or no? Please tell me. Right. Sorry, students, time is already up. So, if there is any question, we will be discussing after some time. Okay. So, tomorrow we will be continuing profit and loss. Take care.